What up, friends? It's Trainer Joe, and you guessed it, it's food prep o'clock. This week, I'm in charge of breakfasts, and I'm gonna be making an organic chia seed pudding, fortified and enriched with 50 grams of whey protein, getting some good carbs with some berries that are also organic, sourced from Sprouts, some organic almond butter sourced from the Costco, the pecans from Costco, and these coconut flakes I just randomly stumbled across in the cupboard. One super valuable, important thing about this silk milk is that it's the unsweet, organic kind. Very important to be unsweet. So stay tuned and let's get started. All right, looking at the back here, 160 calories per 3 tablespoons. I just looked it up. There's 16 tablespoons in the cup. So I'm gonna use a third cup, which is gonna give me roughly 290 calories, 6 grams of protein, 10 grams of carbs, and 10 grams of fat times 1.6. And I will be putting them all in here. And then I'll show you how I get the protein and the almond milk mixed in. All right, here we go. Dishing out 1/3 a cup of these organic chia seeds in each one of the food prep containers. And why am I doing some protein fortified chia seed pudding for this week's food prep? Well, because I've already made a bunch of egg videos, and most of my egg videos are the same over and over and over again. So I thought I'd put something together creative that gives me a little bit of a different experience this week and gives you another option that you can add into your arsenal. I do love this as a food prep option, and I'm excited to measure it out today. Usually I just wing it, but today I'm actually gonna measure everything out. So there we go, 1/3 a cup chia seeds. It's time to go make the protein. All right, going to take the organic almond silk milk and put it in the blender. I just had to Google it. What is the great ratio for liquid to chia? And what I found is about a 3-to-1. So I got 1/3 over there. I'm gonna need 1 cup of the organic almond milk. And luckily our friends at Vitamix put some cup markers on the side of this incredible blender that I've been successfully using for years and years and years and years. Oh, wait for it. Perfect. 8 cups, just like that. And then this protein here is actually from Colorado, made by Leprinos, and it happens to be one of the cleanest and leanest protein powders that is out there on the market, and I'm super grateful that Costco started selling it. I'd encourage you to go buy it. They have chocolate and vanilla, because if you buy it, then they'll keep it in stock, and I want to be able to continue to buy this one, because finding a good quality protein is always something super important, and this one seems to have all the key ingredients. I got to keep track of how many scoops that I'm putting in here. I'm gonna put 2 scoops equals 240 calories and 50 grams of protein. So I'm trying to get, I'll probably do 7, because I was unaware that, or 16, I need 16, so I'll probably do 14. I was unaware that the chia pudding had 6 grams of protein in it itself. And I just might have to blend this up and then add some more in here. So I'm gonna do that real quick. Right on, blending this up, get those in. I believe I was able to get 9 scoops in there. And I'm gonna keep it at a low blend because it seems to froth up if I blend it too fast, too furious. All right, there we go. And I'm just going to put 5 more scoops of this in there. And ideally for this breakfast, I'm gonna get pretty close to 50 grams of protein. And that is how I like to build lean, clean muscle. And sometimes people ask me, do I always eat the same thing? And my answer often is yes, I eat the same thing frequently because I found what works for me, and I like my lean body mass, and I like how my body feels, I like how my body looks, I like how my body performs. So yes, I do eat the same thing very frequently, and I encourage everybody and everybody to find the recipe that works best for them. Here we go. I got my measuring cup, and this is about as full as I've ever made it. Like I mentioned, usually I just eyeball stuff, but today I'm measuring it out. And even though I put 8 cups in here, because of the volume added from the protein, I might end up with more than 8 cups of blender material. Oh yeah, side note, let me show you this here in a few seconds about these chia seeds. Right here, read it, dietary fiber. Good to help me, help myself with my number 2s. Like we've been talking about, number 2s are so important to a healthy, happy, harmonious life. And I love being regular, and I love eating foods that help me be regular. And I love talking about and popularizing regularity because, like the book says, everybody poops. And there's so much benefit in knowing what foods help you poop, what foods are things that you could let go of that might be affecting the quality of your poop. And I'm super grateful to have this extra fiber. And look at all that extra volume there. So I'm gonna disperse it out as evenly as I can, since there's no knowing how much volume is truly in here, unless you wanna do some math. And as much as I love math, I love the simplicity of food prep. So this will be good enough for today's preparation. And boom, just like that. Next steps, here we go. Got my fork. I like to use a fork here to spread these around. And the one thing about the chia pudding is you have to let it set. And so if you can, spin these babies around and let them get as much equal amount of absorption as possible. It really helps with the process. And so after I get these all mixed up, I'll let them set for 10 or 15 minutes and come back and do it again, and then let them set for 10, 15 minutes and come back and do it again. And right around there is when they're usually set up. If you forget to mix them up like this, you get some funky, weird balls of chia seeds, and I've done that before. So let me help you help yourself with this process by mixing them up. And I like using a fork because the fork has the spaces in between, so it helps to separate the chia seeds. I'm gonna finish this task and then we'll let them set up. And while we're doing that, I'm gonna go do some laundry. Coming back, it's been about 10 or 15 minutes. And you saw that little dot there. Just trying to reallocate the fluidity of all of the protein drink that has been mixed into here so that it can be absorbed at a high level. I'll mix these all up and I'll let them sit for a little bit longer. And you can see some of them look a little different than one another. I believe that is because these ones received the frothy protein from the top of the blender, and then these ones received more of the well-mixed protein at the bottom of the blender. All the protein is equally distributed in theory. However, there's a little bit of froth, just like when you get a latte and you spin it up. So these ones will turn out just as good as the other ones. They just happen to look slightly different at this moment in time. We'll check back in another 10 or 15 minutes. Here we go. All right. I've been able to get my laundry folded for the week as the chia pudding sets up. These ones are starting to look really good. And pups are being really good. They wanted to make sure they got to be in the video. And while this is all going on, had some leftovers from last week's food prep, making some delicious salads right here. I'm gonna throw some more stuff on there, just getting going. The pups have just been so good. Hey, you know what's up. You gotta wait for the word. You gotta wait for it. You gotta wait for it. Free! Good boys. Good boys. Yeah, there's very little that's fallen on the floor out of these babies. And so I had a little bit extra time today to do something new, to do something different. And I'm probably at about an hour food prepping now. Like I said though, some of the advantages are I've been able to do my laundry, I've been able to cook dinner, and I've been able to connect with and coordinate my schedule for the week. All right, it's been 2 hours. Some of these have set up really nice, like this first one right here. And the other ones are waiting to catch up. However, it's getting close for time for me to go to bed. So I'm just gonna put all of my stuff on top of my toppings. And I'm trying to do 1 tablespoon of this organic almond butter from the Costco. And that's gonna give me some good healthy fat. And then I'm also going to get some more fat from utilizing some fresh pecans from the Costco. I'm gonna put my blueberries and blackberries on to get some good carbohydrates. I was doing the math on this particular food prep, and I believe each one of these comes in under $5. And that makes sense. When I go to the store and I buy one of these, it's usually like $12 to get this type of meal. And here, that would make sense from a business standpoint that it would cost about $5 to make. The difference about this one is this one's fortified with 50 grams of protein. And most of the acai bowls and other types of chia meals I've had at different places and spaces generally have no protein unless you pay an extra $1 to get a small little scoop of it. And so these ones are so dense with the extra protein. Oh wait, check this out. I'm gonna have to hook up the 2 puppy friends here with some of this almond butter magic. Pups, stay. Show our friends how good of pups you are. Stay. Free. Oh yeah. Share, brothers. Share. Good boys. All right. Back to the food prep action. I'm gonna take my pecans, sprinkle them in. And it's fun to like decorate when you're doing your food prep. I've heard that people say we eat with our eyes first, so nice to have the different things compartmentalized here. I'm gonna mix them all up once I have my breakfast this week. However, for right now, it's a really nice little treat to have. And then my teammate, Sean, will appreciate it. Throwing this coconut on there that I found in the pantry. It's 110 calories for 3 tablespoons. A little bit of carbs, a little bit of protein, mostly fat. So just spreading these out. So I'll have, my protein is going to come 6 grams of it, a little bit more than 6 grams of it, from the chia pudding. And then the rest of it is from the protein powder that I put in there. And then the carbs, a little bit is from the chia pudding, and most of it's gonna be from the berries that I throw on here. And one little side note, when you identify how much protein that you want, need, and desire in your macros, you can adjust this recipe accordingly. Just mentioning again, part of my objective is to get between 150 to 180 grams of protein. So this morning meal will help me get 50 out of that 150, which will leave me 100 to go. And then I'll have 100 easily because I'll do my protein coffee in the morning with the fat and the coconut, and from the butter, the fat from the butter, fat from the coconut, and then that'll put me at 100. And I generally eat probably at least 16 ounces of lean meat a day, and depending on what kind of lean meat it is determines on how much protein that you're getting from it and how much fat you're getting from it. I'll probably throw some cinnamon on here in a second too, because cinnamon is such a nice little add-on. It's got very few calories. It's good for your brain and cognitive function. It's good for your metabolic rate. And I love the taste of it. All right. So I'll throw some cinnamon on this. However, that's what this week's food prep looks like. Thank you for checking in. Thank you for giving me feedback about the weekly food prep. I'm super grateful for you, and I'm super grateful to be in this life adventure together. And check it out. Pups cleaned house. Love you, pups. Love you, pups. Good boys.